Good morning. This is Ellen Macheski again. Yesterday I told you about an overview of the lowest point in my life. I'm going to go back and start at the beginning over some videos so that you can get to know who I am and understand my situation. As far back as I can remember, which is living on a street called Noyes Street in Evanston, like a block away from the university. My mom was the secretary, and my dad was a professor in English. And I was lining up my dolls on the sidewalk, and I was the teacher, and I was giving them instructions. And I can also remember when I was about that same age, kindergarten, and we had a neighbor who had a boxer, and the boxer was very friendly, and we would be in their house often, but I don't really remember much about them. And one day I was over there while the boxer was being fed, and I went up to the boxer to pet him while he was eating, and he turned around and he bit me with his bottom jaw here and his top jaw here, and that was one of the most traumatic things I went through. Them holding me down in the emergency room and all this. That's why you can still see this scar here. And I have a scar right here. But now that my wrinkles are there, it's harder to see them. But that was very traumatic for me. And for a long time, even until adulthood, I was afraid of boxers. It was not legitimate as far as every boxer in the world, but it was very legitimate to me because I had this idea that boxers were aggressive and boxers were mean, which isn't really accurate. But they're still not one of my favorite dogs. That's why I don't have one. But those are two of the very distinct memories I have besides walking to school every day with my sister. My sister is 2 years older than me, and she would always be the one in charge. And back then, we did not eat lunch at school, and we lived quite a distance. And this is not the story of, when I was your age, I walked 5 miles to school. No, this is just, it was a long way. But we had enough time to walk all the way home from Central Street to Noyes Street, eat our lunch, go back to school, and then we did the afternoon part. And the other very clear memory is when my dad left. And it was really strange because in my mind, it was one day here, one day gone. And I know that's not accurate because things don't happen like that. But for me, it felt like he's here, now he's gone. And the only vivid memory of that time is him driving off and my sisters and I standing there crying. And I don't even know if that's an accurate memory because we create things to fill in the gaps. But anyway, that was what I remembered. And pretty much through grade school, that was our routine. Walk home, walk to school, walk home for lunch, walk back to school, come home after school. And I remember my great grandmother living with us for a time, and I remember it being something I didn't really like. And she made me nervous. I don't know if it was age or anything, but I don't have good memories of that. So that was when I was really young, early grade school. So then I will pick up from there tomorrow. Thanks for hanging with me.